I want to talk to you about something as well too. You might find actually pretty interesting in as well, but not too. Now, you remember as well too, if you're one of the older guys as well too, back in the days as well too, when we were get to the year that would now we are today, we would have other robots and domestic robots and the flying cars and all sorts of technology and whatnot, right? And guess what? None of that ever came to fruition. Sure, we're gonna have ourselves, some, let's see, like a very, very small fraction of that per se. But the thing is that I don't think it's really something enough to count for me as well as like just something significant as well too per se. Because let's say a lot of sorry about that, a lot of technology like that, is quite expensive, and chances are it might even break easily, right? That's one thing that I've noticed so far and whatnot, and not always are up to par and whatnot. Because back to the topic, it's somehow about work as well too. Like that some robots are indeed amazing and whatnot, but some robots they can be quite a bit of a major liability per se. Because let's say, since I work a bit of clean and whatnot, there's this new robot that just came in and whatnot. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty interesting little robot per se for one, but I don't think it lives up to to the expectations for one. Because for one, the debris that falls on the ground. I mean, work is supposed to sweep it up, especially given the wood pallets, because those stuff over there they fall apart, like pretty goddamn easily all the time. And that little thing, has, like, just can't pick up any debris and whatnot. So, and that's some extra work for me and, well, my teammates for one, just to broom up, some more place and whatnot, some of them more place and whatnot, so the little guy can go come around whatnot. But even then, I mean, that's not the thing, Though, no. There's way more to it. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna be able to say everything because I wasn't trained on it as well too. And every time I came close to it, my boss said, "Hey, go do something else." And of course, I had to do it all too because I'm not being paid to go around itching my butt, anyways, eh? But anyways, what I was told about this whole thing as well too is that if by some chance one of the safety protocols per se is active, the thing stops and it sends you an email, for you to go after it. And for fuck's sake, I just can feel this thing just falling behind me. An email telling for to go from wherever you are to the warehouse and reboot the fucking thing every time that happens. So you can see as well to the liability that can be as well too. But the most chances will too is that sure, that not always robots are going to be up to par with stands or whatnot, but at the same time, so I'm just really tired. It's not up to par with the stands or whatnot, but at the same time, I mean, it's going to be one in a million known because the programming. I mean, I did some scripting, like back in my early college days, whatnot. C++. I already forgot everything about it. It's just so fucking complicated, all too. But I mean, as well too. I mean, it's pretty stressful for one. If you did some scripting, for some video games or whatnot. I mean, there were quite some as well too. I mean, sure as well too, and that it could be an easy pay and whatnot. But for one, you gotta be way more familiar with some things or two. The course, that we took, just connecting some bubbles to some bubbles. That this does this or not. Sure, makes everything all that easy or not, but no. But anyways, back to the topic of too. 2020, the year that that we're supposed to already have ourselves like the technology or whatnot for to go up and higher up and whatnot, eh? But in my opinion, I think it's bullshit. Because for one, how the hell can we be in the future if we're using the same technology from over 30 years ago? Now, I'll get to that in a bit. Do you know why? I'll tell you why as well too for one. Let's play a little game for one. You're bored on your computer and you want to do some online shopping or whatnot. To log in, let's say you don't use your username password. This is what you use. Your fingerprints. So fast and so effective way that you'll you'll just get everything in one go. Let's say you find some clothes that you like as well too. How do you pay for it? Use your credit card. Well, in this scenario, the credit cards and debit cards are completely obsolete. What I mean about that? You also use your fingerprint as well too. Why not? So, but keep that in mind as well too, because I'll tell you, I'll go to that to more emphasis as soon as I get more technological resources all sorted out, as soon as I, tend to all the mess that's out here and whatnot. And then I can use some more graphic illustration as well too. But anyways, back to this all too. I mean, just hit your thumb, let's say on your hand as well too, for one to pretend that you're paying or doing some things online and whatnot, right? Because for me, I'm thinking this way as well too. Maybe if some things were quicker and more secure per se, I'm thinking for one that sure it could. I mean, you could like definitely be able to, let's say, get some things, some investments, some grow the economy much faster for one per se. Let's say that, let's say in your, I don't care if it's Steam, Uplay, or Epic, if you use that trash. Supposing that you had, let's say, 300 games, per se over there. Using like this method over there, I was supposed to be getting yourselves at least 600 games easily. Hey. But the thing is, too, what else that be as well too that yeah, as well too. I mean, maybe could use that to unlock lock doors and whatnot or whatnot. But hey, calm down. I mean, we're not. I mean, going too fast yet. But I mean, sure, it's and it's an idea, worth having food for the brain for thought or whatnot. But I'm thinking about it all too. Like because I'm kind of thinking about it all too that if you look at some things or whatnot, some things are just so old, and obsolete, like I'm kind of really questioning it if we should really be doing that kind of stuff as well, or whatnot too. For one, I don't think for one that we should have, let's say, killed off games, physical copy games or not, because for one, again, what did that happen too? That gave some leeway for some bullshit like loot boxes and greedy corporation bullshit and whatnot, in a way to fuck us, to fuck the consumer over and whatnot, eh? And not to mention too that sometimes these guys they may not even care for the consumer at times or whatnot. So what can we do about it? Hey, because like you really believe that. I mean, sure, there's console, there's still CDs for console, not eh? But no, I'm saying it's for computers too, and whatnot, because personally, I believe we're pushing, the limits of technology just way too far ahead than it should. Because for one, let's say, when you buy, let's say, a game on these platforms, you're not buying the game itself. You're buying access to the game, for whatever stupid reason that might be, and not. And I'm kind of just really putting, put some thought in it over the past few days or not, because sure as well too, that if you, let's say, log in like, boom, hey, I just bought, some clothes for this and that, whatnot, eh? At least, for one, things would be definitely way more secure and whatnot. Because, yeah, 2020, I mean, that's something that, it should have been, a thing ever since a long time ago, I'd say. But have it? No. We're still in the same we're still in the same page in technology for the last 20 years, I'd say. You might be asking as to why. I'm betting for one that would be boomers, because boomers would be, because I mean, I'm not saying that all boomers, but you would agree that a certain percentage of some are just a bunch of cheap fucks per se. But I don't know as well too. Is that, I mean, it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense too. For one, it honestly just doesn't. And the things that we should have already just gotten, for one, like going out to other planets per se, per se. I mean, that would have been something that should have been so already handled up like a few years ago already. But has it? No, it hasn't been at all. We've been in the same spot, for over fucking 20 years for no goddamn reason whatsoever. And so we are as we are. Of course, I mean, we're still trying to make the best of things that we got or whatnot, but I mean, you can't really say make too many promises to yourself that things would be all smooth sailing, We're all humans, we're all make mistakes and whatnot, except, if, I mean, supposing also the fact that even artificial intelligence would even watch YouTube and whatnot and learn from them and whatnot. I don't know. I'm no tech expert and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, it kind of leaves, some leeway, for some suspicion and whatnot, for just some things that's, been kind of questioned as to what's been going on as well and whatnot, too. Sure, I mean, even know that, nowadays, compared to what used to be back in the day as well, too, I mean, I'm saying the 2000s-ish and whatnot, nobody, or even barely one, gave a shit about politics, per se. Now, everyone is just so deeply entrenched into politics and whatnot, insurance will too and whatnot, that I've even seen, let's say, like some people comparing the 2020 to 1920s. So, if the math is correct, then we should basically be going in World War III for about what was it again? About like a few 5 years at least, into, let's say, what would have been World War One, and after that was World War Two. And what was that? World War Two was started in 1939, if I'm not mistaken. Not to mention as well too that the scary part as well too is that World War One had some pretty interesting and unique weapons that did quite a lot of damage to some people that I don't think even the modern doctor would be able to fully repair someone that inhaled quite a nice handful of mustard gas for one. Because the idea of mustard gas is when you breathe in the air, I mean that stuff, it kind of mixes in the water of your body, and what it does, it's just basically turns the water in your lungs into a highly corrosive acid for one that leaves the person coughing up blood and whatnot. So we can only just wonder, just expect as to what's coming up ahead and whatnot. And sure, I mean, we can all just do the best we can for the time being. And boy, oh boy, it's already something quite interesting as well too. I mean, just what the things have been building up to and whatnot. Sure, I mean, not it has been building up to what would have been also the things that we wanted it to. Because let's say, if you watch the first Terminator movie, it says about that the year 2020 when the Skynet launched the nukes, and we should have been turned into what, vapor right now, but that hadn't happened at all and whatnot. And I don't know. Who knows about that and whatnot too. I guess we'll find that out too. I guess we'll just have to find it out, figure out about that, and seeing whereas too that's gonna be happening as well too. Because that's because I believe for one that we definitely should have been more technologically advanced for the last couple of decades, and that hasn't happened. And so you can see about that's been going on and whatnot because yeah. Oh, not to mention also the fact that I think I might have said this before too, but overpopulation level too doesn't lead to quite a bit of problem and whatnot too. Yeah, I mean that's another thing as well too that that's kind of a bit of a proof that we should have already been having some other plans and whatnot, at least to free up some space and whatnot, which should have been, let's say, quite an obvious thing for quite a while. But again, I'm not really, let's say, gonna just see on easily and that's the case, just boom, you do something, that's it. No, 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 no. There's a ton of research hours and, no, a ton of research hours that, I said the same thing again. A ton of research time that goes into these things. Millions and billions of dollars that go into the research and funding of these projects and whatnot that NASA, uh, Elon Musk, his company, can't remember about it right now, that they still go on about it, whatnot, and sure, it takes a lot of time, whatnot, it needs a lot of emphasis on what needs to be going on, whatnot, because, hey, I mean, we should, this just, my opinion is well too, that we should have already been a few advanced, quite technologically, but we haven't, and I can only, I mean, we can all wonder as to what was the reason of behind it all. But screw it, eh? Anyway, they're gonna have to let's say just stop here for now. I still have a lot of things to do for the time being. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one here as much as I did. Hope to see you guys next time. No till then.